touch of grey, but there are 24 who do go, and here's Peter O'Sullivan to name them.
And number 4 is Our Jock, ridden by Chris Rutter. 7, Durham Place, Jeff Baxter. 8, Al Truey, Michael Wiggum. 10, High Tech Girl, Cash Asmussen. 11, Prince Sky, Richard Quinn. 12, Measuring, Steve Cawthon. 13, Perfect Timing, Pat Edery. 14, Padre Pio, Walter Swinburne. 16, Laurie Lawman, Andrew Tucker. 17, Manton Dan, Paul Cook. 18, Green Ruby, John Williams. 20, Amagino, Billy Nunes. 21, Quarryville, Simon Whitworth. 24, Gold Prospect, Brian Rouse. 25, So High, Alan Mackay. 27, Throne of Glory, Alan Proud. 28, Glenn Callamax, Tyrone Williams. 29, soon-to-be Paul Edery. 30, Birdie Wooster, written by Willie Carson. 31, Sudden Impact, Nick Adams. 32, Derry River, Nick Carlisle. 33, Rah Rah Girl, Wendell Woods. 34, Young Jason, ridden by Taffy Thompson. 35, the only overweight, Dennis Mackay, putting up 1 pound overweight on Shades of Blue, and here's how they're betting.
And Prince Sky, the favourite, but it's a pretty tight betting. 9-1 Prince Sky, and I've just heard that it's gone 10-1. Prince Sky 10-1. Amagino, Our Jock, and Perfect Timing also on 10-1. Bertie Wooster and Young Jason 12-1. Al Truey is 14s. Denkellum Manx and So High 16-1, and it's 20-1 bar these.
So 10-1 the field. Only one horse's Century has won this race in successive years. That's how tough it is to win. But I think Al Truey, the grey, has got a real chance of repeating his thrilling success of 12 months ago.
Our Jock over on the far side, Manchester Skytrain, Ora Joya in the centre. Ora Joya with a fractional advantage now as they race towards the final furlong. Ora Joya in the centre, Home Blade, Camps Heath coming there very strongly. Our Jock challenging, Al Truey also on the far side. It's Ora Joya in the centre and Our Jock as they race up towards the line. And Al Truey putting in a tremendous run. Al Truey's won it from Our Jock.
Yes, Al Truey by a short head there from the 3-year-old Our Jock, but today Our Jock meets him on 8 pound better terms, taking into account weight for age. Even so you can see he's a big strong horse who's shown slightly improved form this year, I'd say. He certainly can't be ruled out. Here's Jimmy Lindy.
Thanks, Julian. He was 5 years old when he won it last year. He's now 6 and he's still a force to reckon with. He beat Padre Pio by a neck at Salisbury, that was in June. Has run 4 times since, showing his best form on his last start. That was at Pontefract earlier this month when he was caught on the line by Boot Polish. He won this race as we just saw last year. I think he looks just as well as he did then. A big, strong, fine individual. He's by Scottish Rifle and 9 stone 6 to carry. With Michael Wiggin in the saddle, he's drawn 9. Well, I think the draw might play a little bit of a part here in the race. There's 24 runners, a big field. I think they'll split because I think some of them have come up the stand side and I think some we'll see go the far side. Well, I wonder where Padre Pio will go from 9 draw, because for me they could just show a little bit of a favour right over on the far side, but we'll wait and see. This is number 11. This is Prince Sky. He's 10-1 co-favourite at the moment, so a pretty open market having a 10-1 co-favourite. Paul Cole has got Prince Sky in cracking form at the moment. He won a 6 furlong handicap in a new course record time. That was at Salisbury, and he had 6 of today's runners behind him. Sudden Impact 4th, Measuring 5th, Groon Ruby, Amagino, Al Truey and Glenn Keller Manx all down the course behind him. Should run a big race for me today, and I was playing cricket with Paul actually on Sunday, and Paul told me that he's expecting a big run from him. He's drawn 11, so he's got a choice. He can either come the stand side or go the far side. The mount of Richard Quinn, number 11, Prince Sky. Well, there is this big field, 24 runners, 25 in the morning paper, but a touch of grey. This year's Wokingham winner is an absentee. There's Our Jock, number 4, in the light colours, darker sleeve, with red cap. He's top weight to carry with 9 stone 12. He's a last start was a winning one that was at Nottingham over today's distance, getting in front at the furlong marker and winning by a length from Tobermory Boy. He's another one of the co-favourites. Here goes out onto the course now. Number 31, this is Sudden Impact, one of the 3 runners trained by Kim Brassey. He can handle the sharp tracks. He won at Nottingham in March and is placed at Brighton and Chester, but I think he's got quite enough to figure to do today. He's 40-1 in the market. He hasn't got too many friends running in blinkers. I think his last 2 runs have both been in blinkers. Nick Adams in the saddle. Number 25, So High, very much fancied So High. He's had a cracking year. He's won 3 times already. He started his winning ways at Thirsk in April and then fought tooth and nail to hold a dead heat with Governor General at York. He'd won right up to the line. He's 12 to 1 in the market, so he's well supported. He'd won right up to the line on that occasion, but Governor General just managed to touch it off, and so he forced a dead heat. Earlier this month, he ran on well to beat a Northern Trust by 2 lengths at Pontefract. He loves fast ground. He shows a lot of speed, and that's what wanted here today. He's drawn 6, so I think maybe we'll see him come on the stands round. The horse is going out onto the course now, down the long ride. A fair bit of time. There's our jock, the top weight, 9 stone 12. If he should win with that today, that would be a terrific performance. I think, as game as he is, our jock, I think he might be nailed down by that weight. The runners just getting on their toes now, as you can see. There's number 7. This is Durham Place. Durham Place being followed by El Trui. And there you have Rah Rah Girl behind the colours of Mr. Bill Gredley on High Tech Girl. Shades of blue, the bottom weight. Number 11, just Prince Sky, just a nice edge on him. Perfect timing with the V. Pat Edery bidding for his 111th winner of the year and trying to open his winning bracket here at Goodwood. Steve Cawthon on measuring, a filly, a good filly this, and I think she's going to figure today. I think she might produce her best form here, drawn 5. I think we'll see her coming on the stand side. Glenn Keller Manx with Tyrone Williams in the saddle. Behind Glenn Keller Manx is So High. And then Young Jason, named after the owner, Mr. Jack Swift's grandson, and of course the son of the late Brian Swift, who for many years was a brilliant jockey and a great trainer, who trained at Epsom and so tragically died 2 seasons ago. The quartered colours with Billy Nunes, Amagino. Green Ruby, just behind Green Ruby. And the spots of Padre Pio. Soon to be, I think, with Paul Edery in the saddle. 8-2 to carry, and I think we'll see Paul go the far side because he's drawn 24. Well, the 24 runners are on their way down to the start. One of the sharpest 6 furlongs in the country. And as I was saying, I think the draw could play a very important part in the result today. There you can see the big crowd that have turned out to see the Stewards Cup, one of the most popular races run at the 5-day festival meeting. And quite a crowd it is too. A very popular racecourse now, situated high up on the Sussex Downs. Lovely panoramic views of the countryside, as well as some of the finest bloodstock to view in the world at the moment. And there is one of them, our jock. I've had a look at him. He's got 9 stone 12 to carry. He also ran a good 4th in the Wokingham at Royal Ascot. John, do you think he can carry 9 stone 12 today?
Well, it'd be a fantastic performance if he could. He's certainly in with a chance. He's run some good races on this course, and he finished 4th, as you say, to Touch of Grey, just behind Perfect Timing, who was 3rd, who's in the field here, but he finished in front of several in this field: Gold Prospect, Laurie Lorman, Prince Sky, Al Trui and Padre Pio. And since then, he's won up at Nottingham, beating Tobermory Boy by a length. But as Jimmy said, 9 stone 12 is a tremendous weight, and Chris Rutter just jumping off him just to take the weight off his back. It'll be quite a long time before this big field goes into the stalls. They come over this brow of the hill here like an absolute cavalry charge, because they'll be spread virtually the whole way across the course. There are 24 runners. The starting stall maximum is 30, so there is a slight gap over to the far side. Let's have a look at the betting.
There you have 3 co-favourites at 9 to 1. Prince Sky, Perfect Timing, and Bertie Wooster. Young Jason and Amagino are on 10 to 1. Our Jock 11 to 1. So High has come in from 16s to 12 to 1. Al Trui has gone out from 14 to 1 to 16 to 1. 20 to 1 bar.
There they are, the stalls split because the runners will be fanned out straight across the track, and they have to let the runners through and then close the stalls together. Quick start is what's needed for this race because they will be running perhaps the fastest that they've run all season. They come over the hill, as John says, like a cavalry charge, and people, the first look that the crowds in the stands get really is after they've gone a furlong. But Peter, with the magic aid of the cameras, will be able to pick them up soon after they leave the stalls, so hence we get a much better view than the people that are looking from the stands. There is last year's winner on the left, Padre Pio. How did you think he looked, John?
He looks well, Jimmy. Walter Swinburne in the saddle. Padre Pio ran a good race in the Wokingham, and he very nearly won the Wokingham last year. Soon to be the one with him, and just behind is Throne of Glory.
Come on, shot on when I tell you, will they?
The starter just shouting instructions. He wants the runners to get behind the stalls. Here is the best turned out horse, So High. Jane Wielden, who looks after him, gets £100. And I noticed, Jimmy, that as well as £100 for the best turned out horse, there's £100 for the lad or girl in charge of the winning horse. So do you think that Jane Wielden can draw twice?
Be a good left and right, John, but she really has got him turned out well there, hasn't she?
Yes, this horse has progressed from winning a cellar at Haydock last back end and to a really good handicap sprinter. Al Trui is another one that's been dismounted down at the start. There is 34, Young Jason, ridden by Taffy Thomas. Young Jason drawn at number 10, trained by Jeff Lewis, winner of 3 races, one of them this season at Chepstow. Since then he failed very narrowly to follow up when beaten by a head by Ferryman at Brighton. Perfect timing there, you can see has been dismounted, but there's number 30, Bertie Wooster, and Jimmy, this colt trained by Lester Biggett has found quite a bit of form since they put the blinkers on him.
He has, John. I think he's going to be well suited by Goodwood's 6-2 because he's a little battler, he's got a lot of foot, and he's run 2 good races at Newmarket, his home track this year. He's been runner-up, I think, on both occasions. As I was saying, this nice-looking chestnut colt by Homeboy, I think, is going to show quite a lot of speed, and also I think he's going to stay on well over this sharp 6.
Derry River is the one with him, a horse that shows a lot of speed, and he's in number 1 stall, so I can see him being up with the leaders in the early part of the race on the what'll be the right of your picture. Number 10 is High Tech Girl, the mount of Cash Asmussen. High Tech Girl being tried in blinkers after a slightly disappointing run last time out, but previously she'd run a good 4th to Cree Bay at Sandown. Let's have another look at the betting.
And Prince Sky, Perfect Timing, and Bertie Wooster all on 9 to 1, still co-favourite. Young Jason 10 to 1, and so is Amagino. Our Jock 11 to 1, So High 12s, Al Trui and Manton Dan, and Measuring 16 to 1. Measuring, by the way, has come in from 25 to 1 to 16s. 20 to 1 bar.
Well, the Stewards Cup has always been a race to catch the imagination of the public, and it's a race that they always love to have a flutter on. There is number 10. This is the mount of Cash Asmussen, High Tech Girl. And Cash, being an American jockey, has very few peers out of the starting stalls when you think the Americans have been racing out of them now for, well, I would say about 40 or 50 years, as we're quite new to the English racehorse. And I should think we've been departing from stalls now for about 12, in between 12 and 13 years. There's number 11, This is an interesting runner. This is Prince Sky. Prince Sky just getting the reassuring pat by Richard Quinn. And perfect time in 8-1. Prince Sky, second favourite, who we're looking at now at 9-1, 10-1 bar those. And Julian just reminds me that he thinks it's nearer 20 years that we've been racing out of stalls, and I think he's just trying to make me feel old. Number 33, that is Rah Rah Girl, goes into stall 2, so I think we'll see her sticking over to the far side. 29, they're all going in nice and quietly. John, which side do you think the winning side is going to come from today?
Well, it's anybody's guess, really, Jimmy. Here is Green Ruby, trained by Toby Balding, who also has girl prospect in the race. And other trainers doubly represented are Brian McMahon and Matt McCourt, while Kim Brassey has 3. He's got Durham Place, two joint favourites, Perfect Timing and Prince Sky at 8-1, and it's 10-1 bar. There's Perfect Timing on the left of the picture. Let's have a look at her. She ran a really good race in the Wokingham Stakes, went 3rd to Touch of Grey, and next time out she was just beaten at Kempton when ridden by Pat Edry, and Pat takes the mount on her here. Cash Asmussen rode her in the Wokingham Stakes. Perfect Timing going into stall 12, so Pat Edry's got a choice there, Jimmy, as to which side of the course to go. He's more or less right in the middle.
Yeah, perhaps he'll go the stand side, John. I think as the first sprint race was run up that side, they might say, well, the ground. And in fact, although we haven't had any rain here, I think the moisture is inclined to run towards the far rail. So perhaps that stands rail, the far side, as we're looking now, still could ride a shade the fastest. Number 30, standing nice and quiet. This is Bertie Wooster. Willie Carson riding Bertie Wooster for Lester Piggott, and Lester first runner in the Stewards Cup, in a Stewards Cup. There is a lovely look at them. There's not too many more to go, so why don't we now slip along and join Peter O'Sullivan.
That's Derry River has gone in over on the far side. This is Bertie Wooster to go. Bertie Wooster and Willie Carson in. That's it. 2400 orders. Oh, and Throne of Glory. Unshipped Alan Proud there, and an accident narrowly averted there. Alan's back in the saddle. Appeals from other riders who are not ready, but that's it. Brilliant handling there by the stall's handlers. And that away. And Throne of Glory is well away over on the far side towards the left of the picture, and on the near side Derry Rivers fast away too with Rah Rah Girl, Sudden Impact, Manton Dan, and measuring well up there. Towards the far right of the picture though, it's Derry River with Rah Rah Girl, then Manton Dan being pressed by So High, and over on the far side running very, very fast is Shades of Blue. And as they run down now towards the half-mile pole, Prince Sky in the centre has come there strongly. Manton Dan, So High's right up with them. Rah Rah Girl on the near side. Over on the far side, Shades of Blue, and Glenn Kellermanx trying to get in on terms with them. And also well up there's Durham Place and Bertie Wooster delivering a challenge over on the far side, but it's Prince Sky on the near side being pressed now by Perfect Timing. Prince Sky from Perfect Timing on the near side. On the far side, Green Ruby and Amagino. It's Prince Sky from Perfect Timing as they race into the closing stages. Young Jason's finishing fast, and it's Prince Sky on the near side, Perfect Timing, and over on the far side, Green Ruby and Young Jason. And as they come to the line, Green Ruby's just won it from Young Jason with Perfect Timing third. Green Ruby, Young Jason and Perfect Timing and Prince Sky. Those are the first 4 for me. Green Ruby on the far side, I think without any doubt, has got up in the closing stages. Green Ruby's number 18. See if the judge is going to call for a photo. Yes, he does. He's calling for a photo for all places. But it was Green Ruby for me from Young Jason with Perfect Timing. Very, very close to them. and Prince Sky also. But I think we'll find Green Ruby has just won it. Very, very close. The judge calling for the photo. I think he's won it from young Jason. He's called the photo between Green Ruby and young Jason. And I think there's little doubt about that. Green Ruby ridden by John Williams and young Jason ridden by Taffy Thomas. See what you think as we review the closing stages.
Yes, a typical Stewards Cup this, and the favourite back has had a great run for their money. Prince Sky there in the centre of the course, led it halfway with his white face and the red colours. Manton Dan pressed him at halfway, comes under pressure here. Perfect timing, and the black colours came with a great run. Then on the far side of the course, Bertie Worcester looked to have a great chance. And the yellow colours on the far side, that's Green Ruby, just starting his run here. And from some way off the pace, you can see the noseband of young Jason getting in the picture here. With 150 yards to go, Green Ruby forges to the front on the far side from young Jason, but still there on the stand side were those two who'd been battling away. Perfect timing and Prince Sky. Perfect timing in third place here. 4 across the course at this point, but Green Ruby seems to have hit the front with about 75 yards to go to give John Williams his biggest success on the flat. In second place, young Jason. In third is Perfect Timing. In fourth is Prince Sky. And fifth, the gallant top weight, Our Jock.
So what a fantastic success for John Williams if this number 18 is called the winner of the William Hill Stewards Cup, as I expect him to be. John Williams equally at home over hurdles, in fact better known over hurdles, and scored a famous victory here in a long distance race for his stable and for one of Toby Boarding's principal patrons, Bridget Swire, on her gallant mare Accuracy. And now he's waiting to hear whether he's won the Stewards Cup. Here comes the result. First, number 18, Green Ruby. Second, number 34, Rah Girl. Third, number 13, Perfect Timing. The official fourth, number 11, Prince Sky. And the winner, 20-1. So the full official result of the 1986 William Hill Stewards Cup. First, number 18, Green Ruby, owned by Mrs. Ernest Weinstein, trained by Toby Boarding, ridden by John Williams. Second was number 34, Young Jason, owned by Mr. Jack Swift, trained by Jeff Lewis, ridden by Taffy Thomas. And third, Perfect Timing, owned by Mr. R.J. Vines, trained by David Ellsworth, and ridden by Pat Edery. Fourth was number 11, Prince Sky. And this is the winner, Green Ruby, by Shecky Green out of Ruby Tuesday, who was by TV Lark. And the distance is a neck and 3/4 of a length. One minute 12 and 80 seconds, the official time. Green Ruby drawn 22 and Young Jason drawn 10. So I could hardly claim that the draw was had any material effect. The third, Perfect Timing, was drawn 12, and the fourth, Prince Sky, was drawn 11. This is the winner, running for the fourth time this season. He'd been placed on 2 occasions, but this, his first success of the season. And he scored once last year over this trip, 6 furlongs. So a long odds gamble on Young Jason, very nearly landed there by Jeff Lewis in the colours of Jack Swift. Just not quite good enough. The starting price is as follows.
First, number 18, Green Ruby, 20 to 1. Second, number 34, Young Jason, 10 to 1. Third, number 13, Perfect Timing, 8 to 1, joint favourite. And fourth, number 11, Prince Sky, 8 to 1, joint favourite.